right, happy Saturday morning, everybody. Let's begin sitting down in any comfortable way for you. So yesterday we began our revisit of the main 7 energy centers of the body, and it was the root chakra, which is at the very base of the spine. That's the first. Today we come up to the sacral chakra, which is called Svadhisthana in Sanskrit. It is known to be where creative and sexual energy originate. It's located above the pubic bone and below the navel, and encompasses the genital region and the hypogastric plexus, bundle of nerves. Svadhisthana literally means the dwelling place of the self. The earth element associated with it is water, which equals cohesiveness and ability to flow creatively with change. When Svadhisthana energy is in balance, not too intense, not too laid back, you will be able to source energy for creative flow, movement, procreation, desire, pleasure, and healthy, harmonious relationships. It's the power of partnerships, how we begin to relate to others outside the family tribe. It's the creative exploration of life and relationships, sexuality, and discovering the power of choice. When this energy center is out of balance, a person may experience emotional instability, fear of change, sexual dysfunction, depression, or addictions. Now, with each energy center, there is a wavelength of color associated, and so with Svadhisthana, the color is orange. The chant, each has a seed sound, mantra or chant, is VAM, spelled V-A-M, VAM. So in place of Om, it will be VAM today at the end. So you can open this chakra with creative expression, exploring childlike play, my favorite, honoring your body, maintaining a healthy sexual life, and committing to processing your emotions in healthy ways. So most of this information I just read was extracted from the Chopra Center website. So as you know from prior to this recording, we'll be focusing a bit on hip openers, the area of this energy center, fluidity, flowing with the quality of water, as well as some creativity and play with spontaneity throughout the practice. And our meditation, the brief part at the end, will be about digesting emotions. That is energy in motion. So as you sit comfortably, rock a little side to side, get grounded through the triangular base of your pelvis, and actually begin to circle the spine, creating some movements in the pelvic region. You might like to press your hands on your thighs so that you're anchoring down through the left and right sitting bones. And then maybe close the eyes as you're rotating the spine in the opposite direction and notice the way your body is naturally breathing. Observe any sensations in your body calling your attention. Feel into how you feel energetically and mentally and emotionally. As you're ready to be still, lift the spine upright and take a few movements of the shoulders, perhaps rolling them forward and up as you inhale and rolling them back and down as you exhale. So in acceptance of your current state of being, what would you like to cultivate through this exploration of body, mind, and spirit connection? Perhaps it's a feeling or something meaningful you want to dedicate your efforts to. As you join your hands together at your heart center, bowing in, pause a moment to clarify your intention. Reminding yourself to realign to that intention if you feel effort waning or mind wandering throughout this hour. And as you sit tall, now resting your hands on your stomach, close your eyes and begin to breathe deeper into your belly, feeling it expand like a balloon. Then hold the breath in to notice fullness. As you continue to close the lips, exhale deeply through the nose, allowing the belly to hollow. Hold the breath out, feeling emptiness. And at your own pace, try that a few more times, consciously breathing into your abdomen. Using a pause at both ends of the breath to really feel the ends of the breath. To feel how you balance the length of inhale and exhale. Now either continue this style of breathing sustained through the nose, or as we've been doing for several weeks now, I'm going to set the timer to practice bellows breath, Bhastrika Pranayama, which is a way of regulating life force to energize the body while helping to calm the mind. It's done like this. I'll quickly demonstrate. It has physical actions with it. We begin with the elbows bent apart, hands like fists. On a deep inhale into the abdomen, we raise the arms and spread the fingers. On an equal exhale through the nose, we bend the elbows and refist the hands. Here's how it goes. Focusing on deep belly breaths rhythmically. Let's start. Bend the elbows apart, hands like this. Prepare for 1 minute. Keep going. Last 10 seconds. And relax. Release your hands. Breathe naturally for a moment to observe. Now let's utilize the energized breath to move into Ujjayi Pranayama. Closing the lips, sustain the breath equally through the nose while gently narrowing the back of your throat so that you intentionally create a whispering sound, soft yet audible, smooth and balanced. Using this breath to create an anchoring sound to help steady the mind, keeping the body warm and the nervous system relaxed. Let's come down into child's pose, setting the feet together at the rear of your mat, bending the knees apart so that we do open the hips consciously. Have the knees as wide apart as it allows your pelvis to easily drop down towards your feet. Extend the arms forward. And as you keep the arms straight, active, elbows off the floor, begin to crawl your hands over to the right, reaching outside of your mat to help lengthen the left side of your waist. Breathe into the left side. Keep relaxing the shoulders back so you feel the full length of your neck. Let's take one more deep breath in this lateral stretch. Then crawl your hands through center, reaching over to the left outside of your mat. Feel the breath expand into the right wall of your rib cage and lower back. Now extend the arms forward again, still lifting the elbows off the floor. Spread your fingers flat. Wrists, shoulders width apart. We're going to take a very long range of motion of cat-cow from child's pose. On your next inhale, lift the pelvis, shift forward to all fours, and coil your chest up, paralleling your shins. As you exhale, sink back to child's pose, first hollowing the belly, then drawing the tailbone down between your feet. Try that a few more. Inhale, glide forward, then right under the shoulder blades, coil your chest up. Exhale, contract the belly, draw the tailbone down between your feet. So take another maybe 2 cycles of cat-cow like this, but then after that, take several more breaths to just move in any way that feels good to warm up your body, especially your hips and spine. Feeling into how your body guides you through sensations, even creakiness of where it wants to move, and feel energy flow and not blocked. We've got about 5 more breaths, just spontaneously, creatively exploring space, both within and outward. As you're ready, let's meet lying down on your belly with the legs straight back. Setting your fingertips outside of your mat in line with your shoulders, preparing for a moving cobra pose. Feel that your ankles are hips width apart. You're actively pointing your toes so that your knees are not resting on the mat, though your feet are grounded. Pubic bone presses the earth. As you breathe in, coil your chest up, lightly lifting your head so as not to strain your neck. As you breathe out, look over your right shoulder behind you and rotate the shoulder down. Inhale, look forward, lengthen both sides of your neck. Exhale, rotate left shoulder down and look behind it. Now explore a few more breaths of any kind of movement for your neck and shoulders. Feel your pubic bone like an anchor or root to the ground. Feel your toenails firmly rooted too. As you actively lengthen your legs, you're supporting length in your lower spine. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Just finding ease and fluidity in your neck and shoulders. Deep breaths. Now, as you come back to center, place your hands flat so that your wrists are alongside your floating ribs. Bend your elbows close to your sides, ground the feet, and inhale to cobra pose. Tuck the toes, press through your version of plank pose, which could include knees on the ground, engaging the belly so the spine feels like a flat back. Then lift your pelvis as high as you can behind you, downward facing dog. Now take a few breaths, whether you'd like to hold still already or shift around, pedaling the feet, swiveling the hips, moving the head. Feel that whether you're moving or not, your hands are rooted firmly with your fingers spread. Index fingers parallel as they face forward. Press down between the thumbs and index fingers. Then as you draw the shoulders up and back, releasing your neck, rotate your outer upper arms towards the ground, broadening the shoulder blades apart. Bend your knees as much as you might need so that your tailbone lifts as high as possible and your back feels somewhat flat. Draw the belly in and firm the fronts of your thighs back, sinking more weight towards the backs of your legs, down your heels. Now let's hold still for 1 more breath. As you inhale, raise the right leg behind you. As you exhale, bend the right knee and turn open at the right hip, gently circling your right thigh bone at the hip socket in both directions. Be aware to keep your 2 shoulders evenly rising away from your neck, your 2 arms equally straight, as you draw your tailbone up and back. On your next inhale, cross right ankle in front of left thigh, just above the knee like a figure four. Make sure to flex your right foot so you're stabilizing the knee joint. Then actively press your two sitting bones further up and back as you firm the belly towards the back. Just a couple more breaths. Keep relaxing the neck, relaxing the jaw and face, and rolling the triceps towards the floor. Stability in the shoulders. Take one more in-breath. Now as you exhale, step your right foot outside of your right hand in a lizard lunge. Lower your back knee, and here's where you might like to have blocks underneath your hands. If you're feeling tension in the neck and shoulders, it helps to relax the area with more space. Flexing your right foot, splay your right thigh open so that you're just leaning on the knife outer edge of the foot without collapsing into the outer ankle. With your right hand, gently press the inside of your right thigh, not the knee, just the thigh. Look over your right shoulder, if it feels okay on your neck, into a gentle spinal twist. Now breathe in and feel your spine lengthen forward down the midline of your mat. Breathe out, continue to flex the right foot and gently scissor your right outer hip towards the rear of your mat. If appropriate to add depth in this hip opener, come down lower onto your left forearm, taking 3 more breaths where you feel the fullness and the emptiness, both ends. At the end of this exhale, place your hands at the top of your mat and step your right foot just inside of your right hand, coming into a lunge, whether back knee stays on the ground or is now lifted. Still making sure the shoulders are relaxed, we're going to add some movement. Start with your scissor your right outer hip back, straightening the front leg as you fold inside of it. Back knee is either lifted or on the floor the whole time. Inhale, rebend your right knee to a lunge. Exhale, scissor the right hip back, extend your chest forward as you fold. Keep going for 3 more of your pace of breath. Feeling and inviting a sense of fluidity, the quality of water, especially within your pelvic area. Now, as you come back to a lunge, let's prepare for Warrior Two. Step your right foot front and center of your mat. Spin the back heel down, turn the toes slightly forward. Align the right heel to intersect the arch of your left foot. Then pressing through both feet, cartwheel your arms to rise tall. Let's add some movement here. Keep your legs in Warrior Two, bending the front knee just over the heel and facing forward. Lift through the sides of your waist and take a deep breath in. Reach the right hand forward so the pelvis sweeps towards the rear of the mat. Lower the right forearm on the right thigh to push off of, not to collapse into. And exhale, sweep the left palm face up, overhead towards the front of your mat. Turn the chest slightly towards the sky. Let's pause here. An extended side angle pose. Keep the bend of your right knee. Inhale, rise up to Warrior Two again. This time, flip the right palm up, lift the sideways, then sweep the right arm overhead towards the rear of your mat. Left hand lands lightly on the left leg. Exalted Warrior. Keep drawing the navel towards your spine as we turn these movements into a continuous flow. Inhale, rise to Warrior Two. Exhale, reach forward, forearm to thigh, side angle pose. Inhale, rise, Warrior Two. Exhale, reach backwards, Exalted Warrior. Let's take 2 more cycles. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, Exalted Warrior. Last cycle. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, Exalted Warrior. Now return to Warrior Two. Let's prepare for triangle to hold. Straighten the front leg, but firm the muscle of the front of the thigh. Have your feet maybe a little shorter stance, like 2 inches for stability. Root down through both and glide your pelvis towards the rear of your mat, reaching the right hand as far forward as you can so as to lengthen the right underside of your torso, helping you decide how high or low to place the right hand, on your leg or just to the right of it, maybe on a block or the floor. Now continue to feel your right hip opened. The right outer hip rotates under the body slightly. And now you're actively directing your tailbone towards your left outer heel. As you raise the left arm, opening the chest and upper back, lengthen the crown of your head forward towards the front wall of your room, while turning the middle of your chest slightly to face the sky. Listening to your breath, steady your gaze, perhaps up past the left thumb. 3 more cycles of breath in Uttita Trikonasana. Sweep the left arm overhead. Take a deep breath and look down at your right foot. Lower your hands to frame it and exhale from plank down into your vinyasa of choice, whether cat-cow or full-on through chaturanga. Breathing into cobra or upward facing dog. Feel the lift of your navel to help draw the tailbone up and back to downward facing dog. See your feet hips distance apart. Feel relaxed in your neck. Take a deep breath. Downward dog. Inhale, raise the left leg behind you. As you exhale, bend the knee, turn open at the hip, then spend a few more breaths of rotating your left thigh bone at the hip socket. Exploring both directions, drawing abstract images in the sky with your knee. Relax the neck, lift the shoulders away from it. Equally lengthen both arms. Then inhale, flex your left foot and cross the ankle above your right knee in front of your right thigh, like a figure 4. Exhale, draw your sitting bones up high and evenly back while firming the belly towards the back. Keep relaxing the neck, keep rotating triceps towards the floor. Just a few more breaths. Feel length through the sides of your waist. Deep inhale. Exhale, softly land the left foot outside of your left hand, lowering the right knee into lizard lunge. Now remember, you could place your hands on a prop here for added release in the shoulders. Flexing your left foot to stabilize the knee, splay your left thigh open to lean just the knife outer edge of the foot onto the ground without collapsing the ankle on the floor. With the help of your left hand, gently pressing the inside of your left thigh, not the knee. Begin to look over your left shoulder, adding a gentle twist if that feels appropriate. Breathing in, lengthen your spine forward, down the midline of your mat. Breathing out, draw your left outer hip further back towards the rear of your mat. As we stay a few more breaths, you might explore the depth of lowering the right forearm onto the floor or a prop. Feel again fullness and emptiness in your breathing. Relaxing the nervous system, we allow ourselves, mind and body, to be at ease in a welcoming channel of creative energy, creative expression. Allow one more breath here. Now, as you place 2 hands at the top of your mat, come into a regular lunge of your choice. Step the left foot just inside of the left hand so your legs are hips width apart. Either back knee stays on the floor or it lifts, bending the front knee just over the heel facing forward. Breathe in. Exhale, scissor your left hip back, elongate your spine and fold inside of your left leg. Let's continue with a breath. Inhale, back to your lunge, bend the front knee. Exhale, scissor the left hip back and fold. Keep going at your sound rhythm of breath. 3 more cycles. Notice the Ujjayi breath also sounds like water. Sounds like gentle, even ocean waves rising and falling, reminding us of how our bodies are largely made of water, meant to be able to adapt to change. So as you return to a lunge, step your left foot front and center of your mat and spin the back heel to the ground, toes slightly facing forward. Align left heel to arch of right foot, then cartwheel your arms to rise into Warrior Two. Bending the front knee just over the heel and facing forward. Inhale in Warrior Two. Slide your pelvis sideways towards the rear of your mat and reach the left arm forward to lower the forearm to press off of your left thigh. Raise the right arm up and overhead towards the front of your mat and spin the middle of your chest slightly to face the sky. Keep wrapping the left outer hip under your body. Extended side angle pose. Feel the engagement of your belly as you inhale, rise back to Warrior Two. Lift the sides of the waist, keep the front knee bent, and flip the left palm up, sweeping it overhead towards the rear of your mat. Exalted Warrior. Land your right hand just lightly on your right leg. Now let's move continuously to the breath. Inhale up to Warrior Two. Exhale, reach forward, forearm to thigh, side angle pose. Inhale up to Warrior Two. Exhale, flip the left palm, reach back, Exalted Warrior. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, Exalted Warrior. 2 more cycles. Feel the transitions smooth and clear. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, Exalted Warrior. Last cycle. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, Exalted Warrior. Now return to Warrior Two and straighten both legs, firming the fronts of your thighs. You might like to shorten your stance a couple inches for triangle pose. Slide your hips sideways towards the rear edge of your mat and reach the left hand forward. Then decide how high or low you need to land it on your leg, or just to the left of your leg, maybe on a block, where you could still lengthen the left side of your torso and neck, wrapping the left outer hip under your body slightly as you lengthen your tailbone towards your right heel. Lengthen the crown of your head towards your front wall. Feel the openness of your chest and upper back as you open the arms wide, perhaps looking up past your right thumb. Breathe in, breathe out for 3 more cycles. Listen to the fluidity of your breath. Inhale, sweep your right arm overhead, look down at your left foot. Exhale your hands to the ground to flow or step to downward facing dog. You decide. What is your body asking for at this moment? Arriving in downward dog, let's take about 3 deep breaths. Feeling length through the spine as you drop the skull and lift the tailbone back. Feeling your center alive as you firm the fronts of your thigh bones back, grounded through fingers spread. Now bend your knees and lift your heels high, looking in front of your hands. We're going to land in a squat, and there are many choices. Walk or jump your feet to land outside of your hands. One way is to be really up high, where your feet are wider than the width of your mat as you turn out your legs from the hips. Knees right over heels. Another way is to hover the pelvis close to the floor. For some of us, our anatomy naturally likes that. Another way is to sit down and step the heels much wider apart. Take the weight that you can hold for about 5 more breaths. Making sure you're turning out your legs from your hips, not isolated from your knees. Your knees are in line with the middle toes, and you're grounding down through your feet and tailbone, even if the latter's not touching the ground, and lifting up to your heart while relaxing the shoulders back and down. Last 2 breaths. Trace the breath from the base of your spine, inhaling up to the crown. Exhaling from the crown down to the base of your spine. Pressing down through both feet. Think of lifting your pelvic floor. Exhale to rise up. Mountain pose. Bring your feet together to touch and shift your weight onto your right foot. Turn out your left leg to come into tree pose, hugging the inside of your right ankle, calf, or thigh. Balance the height of your 2 hips like 2 ends of a scale as much as you can, feeling a slight drawing in and lift of your navel. Feel your weight spread through the 4 corners of your right foot, energizing your right leg as you lift through the center line of your body. I invite you to do something different. If you normally keep your hands together at your heart, maybe put your hands on your hips or behind your back like reverse prayer. Or maybe you just do something really unexpected. I don't know. Add some kind of fun exploration just for yourself here. Just taking a few more breaths. You could dance the tree, twist the tree. Take another breath in, then set your left foot down and step your feet a little wider than hips width. Bend your knees and rotate the pelvis. Circular motions. Breathing in, breathing out. Go in the other direction. Breathing in, breathing out. Some cultures, like in cultures of Africa, this is such a natural movement of dance that when I visited Ghana, I saw 2-year-olds just naturally doing this in the street when they heard music. It's so wonderful. It's a release of the area that can hold a lot of emotions. So let's come back to stand, feet together. Join your hands at your heart just to begin. Spread your weight onto your left foot. Turn out your right leg from the hip. Hug the inside of your left ankle, calf, or thigh. Align your any spice you want to add here, maybe something very different. Feel the ease that your conscious breathing creates. Just allow a sense of play, a sense of, it's okay if I fall, I'm not too high from the ground. I can pick myself back up. In fact, the more times I get up, the stronger I feel about my ability to get up if falling happens. Last couple deep breaths. And then when you're ready, step the right foot down, step the feet much wider apart, and turn out the legs from the hips. So your middle of your knees are in line with your middle toes. Bend your knees into a wide squat. Now try to lift the frontal hip bones, draw the tailbone down, and press your hands onto your inner thighs. If you can, sink the hips a little more and keep the knees turned out from the hips. Inhale, lift the spine, lengthen it. Exhale, twist to one side, look over that shoulder towards the sky. Inhale back to center, keep the knees bent. Keep pressing the thighs apart and switch as you exhale. One more each side, inhale center, elongating the spine. At your waistline, find the twist, rotate the head. Inhale center, last side, exhale twist. Now we're coming into a half squat called Skandasana. Bend your left knee to turn out, curl the right toes up. This will involve engaging the muscles in the inner and outer thighs. And you can keep your hands on your hips. You could bring your hands to your heart. You could possibly go a little lower and place your hands on the floor or on blocks. Take another deep breath. Keep both legs turned out so your knees are safe as you transition back through a wide-legged squat and to the opposite side. Bending the right knee, curl the left toes up so you flex the foot, helps to stabilize. Hands where you need them. Breathing in, breathing out. One more each side. Inhale through the wide-legged squat. Lift the frontal hip bones. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale through a wide-legged squat. Exhale, bend the right knee. Inhale up to center. Set both feet down and parallel. Heel toe the feet together. And let's step up to the front of your mat. Bring the feet to touch as we enter a continuous flow. A little variation of sun salutation B. Bend your knees to touch. Inhale, sink your weight towards your heels and sit low in chair. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift the spine to lengthen. Step or lightly jump into your vinyasa of choice, moving at your own pace of breath. We'll meet in downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, inhale, raise the right leg. Exhale, bend the knee and open the hip. Inhale, cross right ankle over left thigh, figure 4. Exhale, step right foot inside of right hand, spin the back heel down. Warrior 1, facing forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bend the elbows apart and lift the heart up a little bit more. Inhale here, draw the tailbone down, lower belly in. Exhale, plant the hands and step to plank, lower through your own vinyasa. Simple, but a little different. We'll meet in downward facing dog for side 2. There, inhale, raise the left leg. Exhale, bend the knee, open at the hip. Inhale, flex the left foot, cross the ankle over right thigh, figure 4. Exhale, set left foot forward, inside of left hand, spin the back heel down. Face forward, inhale, rise up to warrior 1. Exhale, bend the elbows apart like a cactus, coiling the chest up. Stay here as you inhale, elongate the tailbone. We'll meet in downward facing dog. 3 to 5 breaths. Incrementally, we're going to add a little more to that flow sequence. Let's wrap up this first round. Bend your knees, look past your hands. At the end of the exhale, lift your pelvic floor to carry your feet forward, walking or jumping. Feet touch at the top. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale to fold. Knees touch. Inhale, sit low, lean back in chair pose. Root down into the floor to exhale, rise. Second round, a little different. Inhale, bend your knees, sink your weight in chair. Exhale, shift forward to fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway, plant the hands, float or step back, insert your version of a vinyasa, or meet a straightened downward dog. Keeping the breath sustained and balanced. From downward dog, inhale, raise the right leg back. Exhale again, bend the knee, open the hip. Flex the foot and inhale, cross the right ankle in front of left thigh, figure 4. Exhale, step the right foot forward, inside of right hand, back heel down. Inhale, rise up into warrior 1. Exhale, bend the elbows apart, draw the shoulder blades down. This time, inhale, cross left elbow over right, hook the thumbs or wrap the forearms. Exhale, press the shoulder blades down the back. Keep scissoring the right hip back and inhale, just lengthen to hover the belly forward, spine long diagonally. Take another breath and then shift forward into Virabhadrasana 3. Now you could set the hands down if you prefer more support in this posture. Flexing the left foot will stay a few breaths. Turn the left outer hip towards the floor. Scissor the right outer hip back. Eventually, we're going to cartwheel the arms and stand in Warrior Two, stepping the left foot to the rear of your mats. Nice transitions. As you land in Warrior Two, I'm going to create a little flow into half moon pose and back to Warrior Two a few times. So inhale, lower the right fingertips forward into the right of the right foot and flex the left foot off the ground. Chest is facing the left wall like triangle pose. Take a few breaths on this first one before we continuously flow. Draw the right hip towards your lifted left heel. Elongate the crown of your head towards the front wall and feel the support of belly hugging spine, especially in the transitions. Take another inhale and expand this posture. Bend the right knee, and as you exhale, try to softly step back to Warrior Two. Flipping the right palm to face up, inhale, sweep it overhead towards the rear of the mat, exalted warrior. You've been here before. Now we're going to transition to flow. Exhale, rise up to Warrior Two. Inhale, walk the right fingertips forward and to the right of the right foot. Lift the left leg, half moon pose. You could take several breaths or exhale, gently step back to Warrior Two. Inhale, flip the right palm up, sweep it overhead to Exalted Warrior. So you're getting the gist of the pattern. Take it at your pace if you want to be there, several breaths or one inhale, one exhale. Back to Warrior Two, then inhale, half moon pose. Try one more cycle. Warrior Two, then Exalted Warrior. Warrior Two, forward to half moon pose. As you take it in slow motion, imagine that you are under the sea. And you know how in water you can move pretty gracefully sometimes. As we hold Warrior Two for a few breaths, flip your palms to face up. Perhaps bring the thumb and first finger to touch. Close your eyes and take 3 breaths directed in your pelvic area, in the lowest of your vertebrae. Imagine the color orange, like a soft light. Take another breath there. Then windmill your hands to the floor. Optional vinyasa or step back to downward dog. Hear both ends of your breath as you rebalance. Second side, inhale, raise the left leg behind you. Exhale, bend the knee, turn open at the hip. Flex the foot, inhale, cross left ankle in front of right thigh, figure 4. Exhale, step left foot forward and side left hand, right heel down for Warrior One. Inhale, slowly rise, facing forward in Warrior One. Exhale, cactus the arms apart, sliding the shoulders down. Inhale, cross right elbow over left, wrapping the forearms or hooking the thumbs. Exhale, slide the shoulder blades further down the back. From the belly in, inhale, lean forward diagonally, hovering the belly off the left thigh. Scissor the left hip back. As you're ready, exhale, shift forward, flexing the right foot into Warrior Three. Remember, you have the option to lower your hands for added support, or to keep these eagle arms as you explore flight. Feel your 2 hips leveled as you lift the lower belly. When you decide to land, backstroke your arms and try to slow motion step into Warrior Two. Remember how you might have played that game as kids? Slow motion, fast forward. As you land in Warrior Two, feel the turn out of your left leg. Breathe here as we shift into half moon. Look at the floor in front of your left foot. As you steady your eyes towards the point you want to move, it helps to steady your balance. So lower the left fingertips, upper left corner of left foot. Drag the right foot forward, flex it, lifting the heel so the leg is about parallel to the floor. Draw your left outer hip back towards your lifted right heel, while lengthening the crown of your head forward towards your front wall, opening your chest entirely towards your right wall. Feel expansion with your breath. Imprint the feeling of your fullest expression of this pose in your body. We'll reference it in a moment. When you're ready, bend your left knee and try to softly, slow motion, land back to Warrior Two. Once there, keep the left knee bent, flip the left palm up, and raise it overhead towards the rear of your mat in Exalted Warrior. Now this shape has already been imprinted earlier. Now let's play with a flow. Inhale, rise to Warrior Two. Look down. Exhale, shift forward into half moon pose. Flex the foot. Now you can go at my pace or stay longer. Inhale, step back to Warrior Two. Flip the left palm. Exhale, sweep back, Exalted Warrior. A few more cycles. Inhale, up to Warrior Two. Exhale, shift forward to half moon pose. Inhale, slow motion, land, Warrior Two. Exhale, sweep back, Exalted Warrior. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, half moon pose. Inhale, Warrior Two. Exhale, Exalted Warrior. Now let's meet in Warrior Two for a few more breaths. Rotating from your shoulders, flip your palms to face up. Bring thumb and index finger to touch and close your eyes. In your mind's eye, envision your pelvic region. Below the belly button at your pubic bone. Imagine the breath entering there as a warm orange light, feeling comfort, full acceptance of all your quirkiness, of all your everything. Peace. 2 more breaths. Deep inhale. Exhale, windmill your hands to the earth. Play with flow or land in stillness. We'll meet again in downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Stick out the tongue. Big exhale, lion's breath. This time, make some noise. Maybe flutter the lips or growl. Deep inhale. One more big release. Deep inhale. Now look towards the front of your mat. Step your left foot between the hands. Pivot your feet to face the wide width of your mat. Come into a wide-legged forward fold. Feet are parallel, bend the knees, and begin to let your spine sway side to side. Feel the stability of your legs as you shift more weight towards the balls of your feet. You might be sweeping the floor with your arms, letting the head hang easily. Feel the freedom in your neck as the shoulders rise to create space in it. Now, as you feel inspired, you might start to sweep your arms and torso up to one side laterally, making a full circle like a Ferris wheel, coming all the way down in the opposite direction. Just flowing to your breath, explore space any way it feels good. Maybe you add a twist, maybe you add a little shake, maybe you add a little sound or a lot of sound. Perhaps you visualize your body like a wave in the ocean. Your spine mobile and free. Your pelvis circling. You've got just a few more breaths. Sometimes if I feel self-conscious, I just close my eyes and nobody's watching. Not even the camera. We'll land in a wide-legged forward fold again of your choice, entering your inversion of choice. Now, Veer away from the cooling inversions like shoulder stand or lying on your back and lifting the legs. Let's come into either a forward fold, spinal twist in the forward fold, clasping the big toes to pull yourself in, or preparing for a tripod headstand or crow. The latter two on your own, only if you know that you can safely practice it. So we're really just turning our perspective upside down from our usual orientation and just allowing ourselves to feel some sense of the unlimited possibilities. Remembering there's so many possibilities of wonderful blessings and surprises and adventures to come in your life, regardless of how limited the circumstances might currently seem. As we play, as we allow, as we accept ourselves to just be silly and really just enjoy something like moving our bodies, we let go of resistance to seeing that there can be so many possibilities waiting for us. Now, as you're ready, begin to heel toe your feet closer together, just close enough so you can bend your knees and lower to sit on the ground. Lift your head slowly last, so you don't want to lift it up so abruptly that you might get lightheaded. And then once there, bring your feet together, bend your knees apart in Baddha Konasana. Lift the heart, relax the shoulders, root down through the sitting bones like roots into the earth. Breathe in and lead with your heart as you bow forward. A few more breaths. You might even like to walk the hands forward or crawl the hands over to the left for a few breaths and over to the right. However you want to spice this up. You've got about 4 more deep breaths. As we release any holding or gripping or tension in the hips, we also find freedom in the lower back, in the sacrum. Another area where we can easily hold tension when we're worrying about finances or what's going to happen next in my life. Then notice it becomes a domino effect. As the lower back opens, we find freedom in other areas of body and mind. Freedom in breath. Through center, lead with your chest and breathe into rise. Let's prepare for a heart opener, bridge pose. Sit at the middle of your mat with your feet in front, parallel hips distance. If you have a block, hug the skinniest width between your thighs for added lower back support. Extend the arms forward if you're looking for a little more core strength stability. Come down slowly. Otherwise, just lie down on your back. Once you do land your head, with your arms straight down by your sides, locate your feet by sliding them back until you could almost touch your heels with your fingertips, but not quite, just almost. Grounding your shoulders, spread your toes, and ground the 4 corners of your feet. Keep your thighs parallel, then breathe in to lift your pelvis, actively stretching your tailbone forward towards the space between your knees. As you tilt your chin slightly away from the chest, open your throat to welcome fullness of breath. Slide the upper arms closer together, perhaps the hands meet to clasp. Take another 5 breaths or so, your count. Focusing on opening your heart space and energetically, what does that feel like? When you decide you're ready to come down, use an exhalation to kiss the earth 1 vertebra at a time. Once the pelvis has landed, veer away from hugging your knees just yet because we've got 1 more heart opening back bend. You could just shimmy the pelvis side to side a little bit. Prepare for 1 last bridge pose. If you have a block, you can place it under your lower back and take supported bridge. You could roll onto your stomach, catch hold of your outer feet into bow. That's what I'm going to do. So if you want to follow me, I'm going to do that. Or any other back bend of your choice. Camel, upward facing bow. So if you're on your belly, have your knees no wider than hips width. As you bend them, catch hold of your outer feet. Kick your legs towards straight as you pull your feet towards you, lifting the knees high. Coil your chest up from right under the shoulder blades, not cranking the neck. Look slightly down. 5 to 10 total deep breaths. So not only do you open up the heart energy center in this posture, or help to, you also open up your posture, being able to stand tall and that confident posture, open heart space, lifted heart, lightheartedness. So when you let go, whether you're on your back or on your belly, bend your knees and gently windshield wiper your shins together side to side. Take a deep belly breath in and a longer sigh through your mouth. Couple more. Deep belly breath in, longer sigh through the mouth. Last one. We're going to meet lying on our backs, bending the knees now so we can prepare for a spinal twist. If you'd like a deeper version of the spinal twist, cross the right leg over the left. Scoot your pelvis a little closer to the right side of your mat and open your right arm wide so your right shoulder stays on the floor as you look towards it as you twist to your left, dropping the knees slowly. Only as much as the right shoulder can stay on the floor. If you're looking for depth in stretching the lower back, you can place your left hand on your outer right hip and gently press that right outer hip away from your torso towards your feet. Let's take just a couple more deep exhales. At the end of that breath, roll onto your back. Either the knees are bent together or added depth, cross the left leg over the right. Scoot your pelvis a little closer to the left edge of your mat. Spread the left arm wide on the floor, grounding the shoulder as you look towards it, and gently twist to your right side. Deep breaths. If you want a little more oomph in the twist, place your right hand on your outer left hip and gently press your outer left hip away from your torso and towards your feet. Let's take a couple last breaths. As you roll onto your back, add one last cooling, relaxing posture of your choice, like happy baby, supine frog, both in which you ground the tailbone and shoulders, or legs up, whether shoulder stand or against a wall or on a chair. Something that has little effort needed. Where you can focus on slowing the breath out, where you might even count from 5 as you breathe in, from 7 as you breathe out, counting backwards. Then, as you feel ready, begin to place your body in a delicious position where it can enjoy stillness. Where it can lie comfortably in sweet surrender, allowing breath to flow, eyes closed. Now, if you'd like to sit in meditation for the last 2 minutes, begin to gently move your body into a simple stretch, keeping the eyes closed. You might gather the knees towards your chest, embracing your body and turning over to your right side, where you slowly lift your body upright, sitting tall and relaxed. Now, those of you sitting in meditation, either keep the eyes closed or partially closed, where you could turn your attention inward, feeling your breath rise and fall in its natural rhythm. Feel your pelvis and what is supporting it physically. Feel the rest of your body as you mentally scan it. Observe areas where you might feel free and open or strong. Also observe areas where you might still feel some restriction, tightness, or discomfort. Continue to feel your body breathing naturally. Now, in any area of discomfort or tension, I invite you to allow a moment to invite breath there, just the natural flow of breath. Visualize again that orange, warm, nurturing light, visible breath. So that as it touches upon areas of your body asking for your attention, the energy of your breath is like an affectionate listening, a warm understanding, a loving acceptance. As you hold space for whatever sensation calling you now, allow time to do what it asks of you. Perhaps an emotion that needs to be written about in a journal after practice. Perhaps an emotion that needs to be meditated upon longer after now. Giving it space to breathe, to flow, to be released when it's ready to. Now, if you're still lying down and want to close the practice with us, begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. In your own way, gradually lift your body up to sit. Let your palms meet at the center of your chest, bowing in, feeling the effects of your practice. So as you step into the rest of your day, I invite you to find moments of just spontaneous, anything fun. Laughter, dance, do something silly just for yourself. Just like a little game of exploring your freedom to choose, to allow creative energy to flow. Let's close this practice with one VAM, VAM. That was the seed sound for the sacral chakra. Take a deep inhale. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.